Hello everybody and welcome on board this really lovely Humber 40 for a look around her interior to give you an idea of her layout, what her condition may be like and how her space flows. Now I will bore you with lots of words like lovely, amazing, beautiful because I really am quite taken by the interior of this boat, so please don't be surprised if I go on a little bit, but let's have a little look around, shall we? So at the moment I'm standing at the forward end of the saloon looking aft towards the stern. You can see through the companionway here. Really lovely, wide, shallow angled stairs, so very nice and easy to get through. There are handholds absolutely everywhere on the outside of this door to help you through too, and a very nice and easily slided or slid companionway door. One finger there, so you can see it's slightly tinted, but obviously even with that closed, the helm can still see through the stern of this boat, so great for what's keeping at sea too. But once we're open, we've got light coming in, we've got ventilation, air flooding in, absolutely lovely. And there's just a little view of the teak aft deck and the companionway down to the swim platform there, but we cover that in other videos. But really lovely. Once you're down here, of course, nice easy steps, lots of handholds as I mentioned. You're down into the saloon area, so there's the starboard aft side, so we've got lovely, really very soft seating. Is very comfortable, and the upholstery looks in fine nick to me too. We've got a saloon table here which we can move about, which is always handy. That looks like it goes up and down as well, and we've got various accesses down to the engine room too, so if we pull this one up, we're straight down between the engines and we can get in there and do our checks, etc. So nice and easy, although we do have to move the saloon table out of the way. Now before I carry on, let's just look upwards a little bit. We can see that the headlining here looks great. All around this boat there is lovely woodwork that feels incredibly solid, and most of it looks really lovely as well. Bit of wear and tear on the saloon table, but that's probably about it. And also just looking up, you can see we have windows all the way around, lovely tall windows, plenty of openers, so we've got lots of light coming in. We've got a really great view out because of the size of the windows and because we're high up as well, and generally speaking really lovely. Now of course that's great for driving the boat too, because you've got an all-round view, just apart from two sort of blind spots here and here, but generally speaking you should be able to see really well if you're steering down here, because remember there is a flying bridge upstairs too. Let's switch sides and move around and look at the port side from here. So you can see there is a companionway going down to the aft cabin where we'll go shortly, but over here we've got another small sofa, we've got drawers, cupboards, shelves, fiddled, a ginormous locker here for looks like a drinks cabinet to me. We've got 240 on the boat, we've got double sockets all over the place. You can see a couple of USB chargers there, we've got the heater control, we've got 12 volt charging points. There are heaters all over the boat as well, which these little subtle things like heaters, dehumidifiers, etc. Tell me that this is somebody who cares about their boat, because they want the interior to remain nice and warm and dry and crisp and free of mildew, etc. Really great. So moving forwards, it's a very easy hop up to the driving seat or the helm position. So there we go. There's an overall view of it. Something to hang on to here, which is really great. We've got a nice, wide, long helm seat, room for 2 or 3 people there, backrest too. And if I just step up and start from the left and work my way right, we can see, well, starting from the front, great view through the front, straight over the coach roof or the foredeck there, so we can see the front of the boat. Looking down here, we've got a smattering of older navigation gear, but if it still works, you may not need to change it, but you may opt for something slightly different or newer. There's plenty of room up here for bits and pieces. We have a stereo here too. There are at least 2 speakers down here and 2 speakers, I think, on the bottom of the flying bridge or towards the stern deck, and a couple on the flying bridge, but we'd need to check. And over here, of course, we've got the wheel, we've got the twin throttles, we've got the electrics panel, starboard engine control and instrumentation, port engine control and instrumentation, compass in the middle, fuel tanks and water tank content gauges there, some electrical switch gear, a VHF radio, and your big radar screen. And you have a lovely, great big window right next to the helm too, so that's brilliant. So it's really well placed actually. So that's brilliant for ventilation, obviously in, but you can see it's just by that centre cleat there. So you can be talking to the person operating that cleat, or the rope at the cleat, or the mooring line, whatever you like to call it. But there's also the possibility for some kind of clever coming alongside single-handed system there, maybe, but you might have to work that out. Always make sure you're properly trained and experienced. That is my caveat. So moving back from there, we can see we've got some stairs to go down here. Again, very nice, easy companionway, very easy to get around this boat. Lovely big fiddles here, so that's big enough to hold on to, and all of this is big enough and man enough for the job to hold us and keep us safe, which is great. On the port side here, as we come down, we can see we have got the galley. Lovely big area, so we can occupy the galley, do our bits and pieces here. People can still get behind us. Underneath the work surface, we've got a nice big fridge here, plenty of room in there, lots of cupboards, drawers. Coming around to this side, instead of an oven, which I think has probably been removed in the past, we've got a nice microwave here, very useful addition, and we've got a 4-burner gas cooker here, which is really great. 4 burners, you've got all that flexibility and cookability. Did I just make that word up? Above then, we've got more cupboards, shelf, plate storages, more cupboards there as well. Work surface, we've got a nice big sink, a proper sink like we have at home with a draining area, and the windows on this boat are really lovely because they're on a bit lower, so they kind of look down at the water, which is brilliant because it makes you feel like you're on a boat, and that's why we're here. How beautiful is that? And of course they open, so all of your cooking fumes, your kettle steam, your boiling water, your pans, etc., all of the fumes should well, that will help for them to disappear out of there. Very good. Okay, turning around, there's a view towards starboard forward. Basically, we have a cabin and a head, and there's a surprise feature in the middle of this big square area here. I'll show you very shortly. Let's have a look in this cabin, shall we? So straight through the door here, nice, plentifully wide doors, all really solid as well, no worries at all. And that brings us into this midships cabin. So we have a twin berth here, nice and wide, nice and long, big cupboard in the middle with drawers. A drawer and a cupboard, sorry. Plenty of room in the middle. I don't think the facility exists to make this into a double, but if you wanted to modify that, that may be possible. Headlining looks good. We've got a nice big mirror there. Woodwork looks all great along the bulkhead there. I'm sure there's storage beneath the beds too, and we have a great big locker here too. I just don't know where they've got all the space for this boat. And head height, well over 6 feet here. There's plenty of room for the taller people to get in and out, which is great. Obviously, the head height comes down underneath here. This is where the helm area is above, the moulding for that, and so the head height here is compromised, but it's still quite high, and you will only be ever sitting here reading or laying down there, so I assess that is probably okay. Maybe not the facility for taller people to sit and read here, not sure, because that is a little bit lower, but you could always try it and find out. So moving through here, so we have what we call Jack and Jill access, and if you don't know what that means that there are 2 doors from 2 different compartments into the heads. That means we can go in here without disturbing the people in there. It means the people in there can go in here without disturbing the people in here, and it means that either cabin can go into there without going through here, so nobody knows you're going to the loo, so you're not making noise, all that kind of thing in the middle of the night, which is great. So we have a toilet here, we have an electrical head, and if you're sitting there, you'll be facing to the port side. Next to that, we have a nice sink, hot and cold running water. Lovely window looking down again. We can see the pontoon. We can see the ropes. Love it because it feels really nautical. The side linings, the head lining, all looks good. We've got radiused corners, so good for cleaning as well. So, yeah, a really great compartment and plenty of room too. Now, if you're thinking, okay, where do I have a shower? Well, have I got news for you? I said there was a bit of a surprise feature in this sort of square thing, area in the middle of the boat. Open the door, hey presto, we've actually got a proper shower. So there we go, really great. Now, it may feel a tiny bit claustrophobic in there to some people because there are no windows, etc., but you can get in there, have a quick soak, get out, and yeah, it's there for you if you need it. But we rarely see that on boats around here, so it's there if you need it. That's a bit of a luxury item. Now, coming out of the heads, we'll come out of this door and we'll travel into the forward cabin. I'll just close the main door and the door to the head. There we go. So behind it, we've got a lovely big locker, a wardrobe. We've got windows looking down and out that open too, and we've got a lovely, great big island bed. And the reason they call them island beds is because it's sticking out, so we don't have to crawl crawl over people or crawl over the end of the bed to get in. We just hop up the steps to the side and roll ourselves in, and we're in. And it looks like a nice wide and long bed as well. We've got this lovely padded headboard all the way around the edge too. Nice wood, nice headlining, and we can see the flare of the bow here, so we really know we're on a boat, which is absolutely lovely, and it is a nice place to be. And on the port side here, another big wardrobe. We have big wardrobes, lockers all over this boat, and so there's plenty of room for you and your family or friends for quite an extended stay, I would assess. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So this has been Tim from Boatshed Yacht Brokers, taking you for a tour around the interior of this very nice looking Humber 40. I think she's one of the nicest interiors I've seen in a while, and I do get to see some lovely boat interiors, but maybe you think the same. But either way, hope you've enjoyed the tour, and we hope to see you again soon. Do go to boatshedbrighton.com for lots more pictures, videos and virtual reality of this boat, or visit our YouTube channel where we've got loads more reviews just like this waiting for you. Take care, thanks very much, and bye-bye.